What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Off the Wall. It's your boy Bogz again, reviewing the latest episode of Picard. That's season 3, episode 2 this time, and it's called Disengage. And of course, every episode review will be spoiler heavy. So just want to say before I get started, thanks everyone so much for watching the previous episode. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Let's get straight to it. And yeah, this episode begins with another flashback of Beverly Crusher's son, Jack Crusher, as his ship is intercepted by Rangers. He's trying to bribe them with all kinds of things, including medical supplies. Jack, of course, then bribes the Ranger, who is in communication with someone. Obviously, we don't know who at this point, but he seems to be a wanted man. He seems to be very sought after, and we don't know why at this point. So we then cut to present day where we see Riker, Picard, and Jack under attack from an alien vessel. It's a bit of a mystery why the Crushers are being hunted by this alien warship or vessel. And Jack explains that people have been coming after them for several weeks at this point, including Rangers, bounty hunters, gangsters, and even Starfleet. And at the same time, we see the Titan detects a heavily armored warship. We then see a disagreement between Shaw and Seven of Nine. It's very interesting, the kind of juxtaposition of styles and personalities between Shaw, who's very straight laced, really serious, very logical, to be honest, in terms of, I'm not risking, obviously, the line that they state is, I'm not risking a crew of 500 for two, and they dug their grave and they took you with them. So Shaw's obviously at this point not adhering to the next generation team, basically, and we'll see later what he does. A small redemption arc. So we cut back to Riker and Picard, who are on Elias, which is the medical ship that the Crushers are on, and they're having a conversation about Jack being familiar, obviously laying the seeds about what's to happen later on in this episode, and obviously indicating that it's Picard's child with Beverly Crusher from their previous relationship all them years ago. And then at this point, the alien ship then destroys the shuttle that Riker and Picard used to board Elios, the medical, freighter containing the Crushers. So we then cut to Raffi's investigation about the terrorist attack on the Starfleet Recruitment Center, which was done by some kind of portal device. And we see again her contact in Starfleet intelligence is keeping their identity secret. So again, this is definitely the slowest part of the episode. Raffi's storyline is slow. It doesn't have the same energy. It's not as engaging as, Picard and Riker's, let's say, and it drags on, to be honest. Really low lighting whenever Raffi's involved, whether she's by herself or later on in this episode. Hard to see. Like I said, you just want to go back to the Riker and Picard storyline and what's going on with the Crushers and aboard the Titan. You feel like it is a distraction, and because of that, there just naturally is a slight disregard to that kind of storyline and scenes. But obviously, I'm sure it's going to have bigger implications, but I'm definitely more interested in the next generation, guys. So Raffi's investigation then leads her to an underworld figure, which is a Ferengi called Sanid. So Seven of Nine then converses with Shaw in an attempt to try and get the Titan to assist Picard and Riker because they're being attacked by this alien vessel. She entices him by stating, "You will be hero by saving these two legends." And you know what? She's damn right. So back on Alias, the ship has now been boarded by these aliens. It's a bit of a firefight, and Picard has set up some kind of inhibitors to restrict and just not allow people being beamed up or beaming onto the ship of Elios. And frankly, to see Picard in charge again, to take charge, to assert his leadership qualities, is quite frankly some of the reasons why I'm watching this series and why I love Star Trek: The Next Generation and that whole series, movies, and seeing him take charge is, it's an absolute throwback and it's a must for this series. And I'm not sure if they did it in season 1 or 2, but they definitely do it in season 3 so far, and I want to see more of it. So the alien vessel then tries to transfer Jack. They're unable to. This further establishes that someone wants Jack. Why do they want Jack? For what reason? He's really a wanted man, and Jack kind of half says goodbye to Picard a little bit, like, "Well, it was nice to meet you," again indicating that they both potentially know something that's, they're related, or that is his dad, or there's some kind of tension here, an overlying issue that hasn't been talked out yet. And in honestly a wonderful scene, the Titan then flies in, breaks the tractor beam, and boards or beams up Picard, Riker, and Jack and Beverly Crusher in cryosleep safely on the Titan. And then the captain of this alien vessel then hails ashore and everyone on board the Titan and introduces herself. Her name is Captain Vatic of the Shrike. And at this point, we don't know her plan, her motivations. We do not know why she's so determined to get Jack and why she wants him. Vatic then lowers her shields to allow the crew of the Titan to scan her ship, and then they quickly establish that they're completely overmatched, that they exploratory vessel, and they're not ready for this kind of war or this kind of beef. And to demonstrate their superiority and their arsenal, they fly the Alias into the Titan and causing huge damage to the hull. We're now in the conference room. Shaw, Riker, and Picard want answers as to why she wants Jack. They need answers and they talk it out. They're at the edge of Federation space. They have no support. They have no backup. They need to come up with a plan, because it just seems strange that Vatic will go all through all this trouble just to get Jack with this ship. There must be bigger things at play, and there's something more to the story here. Picard then has a sit down one-on-one with Jack, and then Jack reveals that he's never had a father. Obviously, lots of tension there, underlying emotions, and you feel like they want to discuss this, but it's not the right point in the show yet. So you'll have to hold on to that. Then Jack actually agrees to be handed over to Vatic for the sake of his mother to be saved. Picard completely disagrees and believes that his justice should be served in a court of law, as opposed to bounty hunters or criminals taking kind of justice into their own hands. So we then cut to Raffi, who is in the process of meeting Sinid, who is obviously the Ferengi, and he establishes that he's a broker in the underworld. And she's meeting him regarding the tech that was used to destroy the Starfleet Academy Center, with the whole portal energy, and to see where that comes from and why that happened, and kind of where was it stolen from, and see to really get down to business as to what's going on with that storyline. They have some dialogue, and then Raffi has to take the drugs, or some drug that she has previously quit or come off of, and she's been clean, and it was really quite cruel by the Ferengi, Sinid, to make her go through that. And it was a little dark, quite dark, and not just visually, but also obviously what she has to do. And then there's almost a guardian, a security guard, her protector, that comes to her aid. And this character, I didn't get it at first. I saw they were gutting people, and then I actually thought, wow, this person or this guy is like really proficient. And then when you see Sinid get completely decapitated, and the weapons, it was the sprinklings of the music, and you saw a kind of blurry shot of the character. From that point, I knew it was worth it. It was definitely a fist pump moment. The absolute Klingon warrior who we all know and love, and it was amazing to see him back. And I can't wait to see more of him. And I'm glad, obviously, there's a lot more episodes left, but I'm glad it wasn't just an episode kind of cameo, and he's definitely got the action that he definitely deserves to have, because he's a warrior, and obviously delivered the line, "I told you, do not engage." So now Shaw has given the orders to unlock the transporters to allow Jack to be beamed over. Then in an emotional scene, Riker then slowly brings Beverly Crusher to the bridge. We have a long and emotional exchange, a non-verbal exchange between Beverly Crusher and Picard, who haven't seen each other in 20 years, of course. Without speaking, without any dialogue, Picard realizes, accepts the fact that Jack is his son. He instantly springs into action. The transporters are to be locked down. Shaw asks why. Picard replies, because he's my son. Very powerful scene. Music was fantastic. And again, wonderful that Picard takes initiatives and shows his leadership skills and qualities, and always puts his team first and the safety of others before himself, and makes the best decisions, because that's what leaders do. Shaw then orders all power to be sent to the forward shields, and Picard then tells and says the famous line, to engage. I kind of like jumped out my seat a little bit and fist from the air. Familiar tagline for him, of course. And then they kind of fire some torpedoes and then kind of escape into the nebula, and the Shrike, the alien vessel, kind of chases after them. We hear kind of cackling in the background, and yeah, the episode ends. Overall, really good continuation from the first episode. You can kind of see the through line of the story overall, consistent from the first episode. We see a lot more of Picard's leadership qualities, and they're going to be my favorite parts of this season, to be honest. I just love it when Picard goes into captain mode, and I can't wait to see more of that. The relationship between the characters, the dialogue, the storylines are definitely interesting. Seeing the different aliens, and we have a villain now as well. Overall, yeah, strong episode. Um, and the further it goes into the series, I'm just more intrigued. The music was absolutely fantastic this episode. The CG was on point once again. Only downsides really is the interior shots are super dark. Whether it's uh, the Raffi scenes, both of them, kind of in her place that she was speaking to this mysterious Starfleet agent, intelligence agent, and also when she was meeting Sinead. Really hard to see. Like, I completely could not see Worf. I know that was obviously intentional, some of it, but a lot of it wasn't, and I couldn't see a lot of the action. I just saw kind of people being good, like the weapons, and someone's head being cut off, and but I couldn't actually see him fighting, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, seeing obviously the ship's battle now, and obviously with the villain, we still don't know what's going on with Jack and why everyone is so kind of eager to capture him for his bounty. But I can't wait to watch the next episode. Guys, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think of the episode, and we'll catch you guys next time on Off the Wall.